Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Monday. We got 14 matchups on this MLB slate today, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Working our way to 20K subs, guys. We're pretty close to that, so go ahead and keep that up. Check out all my betting links in the description below here. Really great promos with BetMGM. Get up to 1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't hit. So find that winner, guys, and go ahead and cash out. Other great promos in the description as well. A lot of great boosts every day on a lot of these sports books. So go check those out in the description below. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Big slate today, 14 matchups, starting with the Atlanta Braves versus the Chicago White Sox. Braves opening up as road favorites at -270. The White Sox plus 220 with the over-under at 9. Braves coming into this matchup 2-1. The White Sox 0-3. Pitching for the Braves is Charlie Morton with an ERA of 0. Pitching for the White Sox is Chris Flexen. Both these pitchers obviously making their debut for the season here. Morton, his last 3 starts last season. Actually, we'll go with his last start last season. He's coming off a 0-run game. Flexen, his last start last season, he's coming off a 3-run game. But Morton was pretty solid all year long for the Braves. Atlanta coming off a tough Philly loss yesterday, but looked pretty good in that series so far. And the White Sox, they didn't look that good against Detroit, losing a couple 3 tough ones for the White Sox, losing 2-3, 6-7, 0-1. I mean, yeah. They just couldn't get the wins. Played them very good. Atlanta 5-2 against the White Sox. The overs hit in 10 of their last 12 on the road. Maybe the over's a good play today. And yeah, I just can't pull the trigger on the White Sox. They played Detroit pretty close, but I like the Braves here. They've been hitting a lot of runs here, and give me the Braves on the road. Next matchup, we got the Colorado Rockies versus the Chicago Cubs. Cubs opening up as home favorites at -230. The Rockies plus 190 with the over-under at 7. Rockies coming into this matchup 1-3. The Cubs 1-2. Pitching for the Rockies is Dakota Hudson. And then pitching for the Cubs is Shota Imanaga. Hudson, his last start, gave up 3 runs last season, and then Imanaga making his debut for the Cubs today. Colorado coming off an Arizona loss, had a rough series against Arizona. Chicago coming off a big Rangers win yesterday, a nice win for them. Had a kind of a tough series against the Rangers, but bounced back with a big win yesterday. Colorado 1-13 on the road. They're 2-4 against the Cubs here. The under is hit in 5 of the last 6 at home against Colorado. So maybe the under's a good play today. And man, I'm just not sure I want to pay -230 for the Cubs. I'm just not ready to do that yet. They are coming off a nice win yesterday. But Colorado hasn't looked horrible. They had a nice 9-4 win against Arizona, showed some life there. We saw the Cubs get beat down 11-2 against the Rangers. I don't know. For me, it's too early in the season to pay a big price tag for this Cubs team. We don't really know about yet. So I think I'm gonna take a shot with the Rockies plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Washington Nationals. Nationals opening up as home favorites at -120. Pirates plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Pirates coming into this matchup impressively 4-0. The Nationals 1-2. Pitching for the Pirates is Marco Gonzalez. And then pitching for the Nationals is Mackenzie Gore. Gonzalez, his last start, he gave up 1 run. Gore, he gave up 4 runs. Obviously, the first 2 weeks, you're going to get all the pitchers who haven't pitched yet. So after the first 2 weeks, then you're going to start getting actual data for these pitchers, for this season so far. Pittsburgh on a 5-game win, or 5-game win streak dating back to last season, but 4-0, a 4-0 series sweep against Miami, all underdog wins. Kind of got disrespected in that series. I felt like they should have, after the first game, I felt like they should have been favorites the rest of the way. So, I don't know. Vegas definitely was all over Miami for whatever reason, but Miami's not that good. And Pittsburgh looked really good. Washington coming off a Cincinnati loss. You know, they got a win there. Didn't look amazing in that series. The Pirates, they're 6-2 against Washington. 5-1 on the road here. Yeah, and look at the lines again. You're getting the Pirates underdogs on the road again. Kind of getting disrespected again here. And crazy. The Pirates are like, what, the hottest team in baseball right now? After the first week. Never thought that would probably be a thing, but here they are, undefeated. Give me the Pirates plus 1.5 and take a shot with that money line on the road. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at minus 160. The Royals plus 130 with the over-under at 8. Royals coming into this matchup 1-2. Baltimore 2-1. Pitching for the Royals is Michael Wacha. And then pitching for the Orioles is Dean Kramer. Wacha, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs. Kramer, coming off a bad start last season, pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs. So not a good start for Kramer to end the season. And the Royals, I mean, what a win yesterday, coming off a 11-0 win against Minnesota. Crazy win there. Definitely killed some of my parlays I had with the Twins in there. Didn't see that coming. Baltimore coming off a bad LA loss. One thing about baseball, which is unfortunate, in a 3-game series, I would say most of the time, the team that's getting dominated, they'll steal that 3rd game. And that's what the Angels did. Baltimore is still playing very good. Kansas City 1-7 against Baltimore. 0-5 on the road against Baltimore here, where they've had their struggles. Baltimore, the under's hit in 8 of their last 11 at home. So maybe the under could be a play today. But I like a big bounce back for Baltimore at home. Tough loss yesterday. I think they bounced back against the Royals. I'm not too concerned with that performance from the Royals. It was a great performance yesterday from Kansas City. Are they going to do that again? No chance. Give me the Orioles at home. Next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at minus 165. The Reds plus 130 with the over-under at 8. Reds coming into this matchup 2-1. The Phillies 1-2. Pitching for the Reds is Andrew Abbott. And then pitching for the Phillies is Christopher Sanchez. Abbott, his last start, he gave up 3 runs. Sanchez, he gave up 1 run. Cincinnati, coming off a Washington win, 6-5. Looked pretty good in that series. Lost that tough one, 7-6, but played well. Philly, coming off a Braves win. Like I was saying, they got dominated the first 2 games. They stole that 3rd game. Not the hottest start for the Phillies here. The overs hit in Philadelphia's 4 of the last 5 against Cincinnati, so maybe the over's a good play today. I don't know. I think Reds are a decent underdog here, getting some good plus money. Looked pretty good this last week, so I'll take a shot with the Reds plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Miami Marlins versus the Los Angeles Angels. Marlins opening up as home favorites at minus 120. Angels plus 105 with the over-under at 8.5. Angels coming into this matchup 1-2. The Marlins 0-4. Pitching for the Angels is Chase Silseth. And then pitching for the Marlins is Max Meyer. Silseth, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run. And then Meyer hasn't pitched since 2022. And he pitched half an inning and gave up no runs in his last start on the mound. LA coming off a big Baltimore win yesterday. And then Miami, just a horrible series against Pittsburgh. Got swept 4-0. They were the favorite in every single game there. That's just a very bad look for the Marlins. They did not look good. Yeah, I think after that performance, we're going to have to wait and see what this Marlins team is. We're only a week in. Surely, stuff like this isn't like super alarming. There's so much baseball left. But to lose 4-0 as the favorites, tough for me to back the Marlins. It really is. The under's hit in 5 of the last 7 between the two, so maybe the under could be a play, but I got to see the Marlins do something before I could even start throwing, picking them. Give me the Angels plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Texas Rangers versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays opening up as home favorites at minus 120. Rangers plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Rangers coming into this matchup 2-1. The Rays 2-2. Pitching for the Rangers is Dane Dunning. And then pitching for the Rays is Ryan Pepiot. Dunning, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run. Pepiot, he pitched 6 innings, he gave up 4 runs. Rangers coming off a bad Cubs loss yesterday, 9-5. Then the Rays coming off a bad loss to the Blue Jays, 9-2. Texas 10-0 on the road, 5-0 against Tampa Bay here. The overs hit in 4 out of their last 6 on the road against Tampa Bay, so maybe the overs are a good play today. I think you're getting the Rangers at a value today on the road. Rays coming off a bad loss yesterday. I'll take a shot with the Rangers plus 1.5 on the road here. Next matchup, we got the Detroit Tigers versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 140. Detroit plus 120 with the over-under at 7.5. Detroit coming into this matchup 3-0. Great start to the season for Detroit. And then the Mets 0-3. Not a good start for them. Pitching for the Tigers is Reese Olson. And then pitching for the Mets is Sean Manaea. Olson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings. Gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Manaea, his last start, he pitched 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 8 strikeouts. And yeah, Detroit, nice series over the White Sox. Coming off a 3-2 win. Looked pretty decent. Nothing crazy. Not a crazy performances from Detroit, but they got 3 wins. And then the Mets, bad losses, losing 4-1 to Milwaukee. Another one where the Mets were favorite in all 3 games against the Brewers. And the Brewers, I think that was just a misjudged, mislined game. Brewers should have been the favorite in that series. And Mets did not look good. They struggled hitting that entire series except for that middle game. Detroit 10-3 against the Mets. 5-2 on the road against the Mets here. And getting Detroit as an underdog, I think, is probably one of the better values on the board today, I think. Hard to bet for the Mets when they looked bad in that first series, struggled hitting. Getting the Tigers, who had an amazing week. And we'll take Detroit plus 1.5 on the road, and we'll see what this Mets team ends up being. Next matchup, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Houston Astros. Houston opening up as home favorites at minus 145. The Blue Jays plus 120 with the over-under at 9. Toronto coming into this matchup 2-2. Houston 0-4. Pitching for Toronto is Bowden Francis. And then pitching for the Astros is Ronel Blanco. No info on Francis. Looks like he's making his first start. And then Blanco, his last start, he pitched 4 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Toronto coming off a big Tampa Bay win yesterday, 9-2. And then Houston. Another series. Man, if you guys were betting the dogs, you made a lot of money this week because Houston, 4 straight losses to the Yankees. The Astros were favored in all 4 of those matchups. And Yankees just came in that building and dominated the Astros. Couple close games. I mean, actually 3 out of the 4 were close games, but Houston just wasn't able to get over that hump. Toronto 6-3 against Houston here. The overs hit in 7 of their last 10 on the road. Houston, I mean, the big thing with Houston, which it's still leading into this season, they're 0-9 at home. They have just not been able to win at home. That was a big problem last year too. And it's so early in the season. I think Astros are going to be fine. They're going to be good, but not the start you had wanted for the Astros here. And I don't know. I think there's good value with Toronto. I just think these teams that haven't got a win yet might continue to struggle. And I think I'm going to take a shot with Toronto plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Oakland Athletics. Boston opening up as road favorites at -140. Oakland +120 with the over-under at 8. Boston coming into this matchup 2-2. Oakland 1-3. Pitching for the Red Sox is Tanner Houck. Pitching for Oakland is Joe Boyle. Houck, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Boyle, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Boston, coming off a Seattle win, 5-1. Oakland, coming off a Cleveland win yesterday. Didn't really look that good in that series. Boston, they're 10-3 against Oakland. 5-2 on the road against Oakland. So they've been very good against the A's here. And not in love with what I saw from Oakland in that series. Boston didn't look horrible against the Mariners. I think I'm going to take the Red Sox on the road here. Next matchup, we got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Seattle Mariners. Looks like we got a pick'em scenario. You might see some different lines other places, but both teams -110 with the over/under at 8. Guardians coming into this matchup 3-1. Seattle 2-2. Pitching for the Guardians is Tristan McKenzie. Pitching for the Mariners is Emerson Hancock. McKenzie, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, had 1 strikeout. Hancock, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Cleveland coming off an Oakland loss. Seattle coming off a Boston loss. Cleveland, the unders hit in 6 of their last 9 on the road against Seattle. Maybe the under's a good play today. This is a tough one. Pick'em scenario. Not too much to go off of. Both teams played decent in their, in the last series. Cleveland had a pretty easy matchup against Oakland here. Yeah, this is a tough one, but I think I'm going to lean with the home team here. And I'm going to take a shot with the Mariners at home. This is a tough one to cover, though. Next matchup, we got the New York Yankees versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yankees opening up as road favorites at -125. Arizona +105 with the over-under at 10. Yankees coming into this matchup 4-0. Arizona 3-1. Pitching for the Yankees is Lewis Gill. Pitching for Arizona is Riley Nelson. Gill, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Nelson, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Yankees on a 4-game winning streak, sweeping the Astros. Big all-underdog wins for the Yankees. Arizona coming off a Colorado win. They looked good in that Colorado series. Yankees, the unders hit in 10 of their last 12 on the road, so maybe the unders will play today. Arizona is 4-1 at home against the Yankees. This is a tough matchup here. Both teams playing very well to start the season. But man, boy, are the Yankees hot. What they did to the Astros. This one's a tough one here. I got to roll with the Yankees. I just love what they did with the Astros. They looked very good, sweeping the Astros 4-0. Arizona looked good as well, but I don't know. I think I'm going to lean with the Yankees in this one. But I don't hate Arizona for an underdog play. I think it could be close, but I'm going to ride the Yankees. Next matchup, we got the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Diego Padres. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at -110 with the over/under at 8. Cardinals coming into this matchup 1-3. Padres 3-3. Pitching for the Cardinals is Kyle Gibson. Then pitching for the Padres is Matt Waldron. Gibson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings. Gave up 0 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Waldron, his last start, he pitched 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. St. Louis coming off a Dodgers loss. Had a rough series against the Dodgers, which I think a lot of teams probably will. Padres coming off a big Giants win. St. Louis 2-9 on the road against the Padres. That's where they've had their struggles. And Not my favorite matchup on the board here, but I just didn't see too much from the Cardinals in that Dodgers series. I'll have to wait and see some more here. I think I'm going to roll with the Padres at home. Then the last matchup, we get the San Francisco Giants versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at minus 200. Giants plus 160 with the over-under at 8.5. Giants coming into this matchup 2-2. The Dodgers 4-2. Pitching for the Giants is Keaton Winn. Pitching for the Dodgers is James Paxton. Winn, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Paxton, his last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs, had 0 strikeouts. Giants coming off that 13-4 loss against the Padres. LA coming off a 5-4 win against St. Louis. Looked good in that series. San Francisco 1-4 against the Dodgers. 5-12 on the road against the Dodgers, where they've had their struggles. 4-16 on the road. Finished the season last year very bad on the road, and we'll see how they do on the road this season here. The under's hit in 6 of the last 6 between the two, so maybe the under could be a play. But yeah, I gotta roll with the Dodgers. Until the Dodgers start slipping up bad, it's hard to bet against them. They're so lethal with their weapons, and give me the Dodgers at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Monday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.